What's up, everybody? Caleb here. Welcome back to day 3 of 365 videos in 2024. I'm going to do a video every single day this year. It's a big commitment, but I think I can do it, especially with your encouragement. And speaking of encouragement, guys, wow. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. The subscriber growth for this channel has gone beyond what I expected. I'm a little surprised, a little taken aback, definitely inspired, and immensely grateful. You guys have really shown up, and I appreciate it tremendously. I think we added something like 1,000 subscribers in the first 24 hours and another 2,000 in the 24 after that. Just amazing. And, I don't want to seem ungrateful. I am extremely grateful, but let's keep it going. If you know somebody who might enjoy what's happening on this channel, tell them. If they're already part of the AV community, maybe they don't know this channel exists, tell them. I saw some comments about, oh, you have a secret channel. It's not a secret. I'm just not doing a lot of active outreach to let people know it's here. I kind of want to see how it grows organically. So far, that organic growth looks amazing. So thank you so much. I also want to thank you for your patience. This is going to be tough for me. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm very experienced at shooting videos. When I'm out at CES and I'm running and I'm gunning, it's not uncommon for me to do a one-take shoot about whatever TCL's just launched or whatever Hisense's just launched. For me, it's easier to do that kind of thing because it's a list of products. I have a list of information. I inject a little bit of personal commentary in there. If I flub up, no big deal. That's an easy edit for later. But normally we try and do one take for longer form videos, like what we do here for digital trends. Those, sometimes I'll script them to make it a little bit easier to run through them. This, though, is completely improvised, off the cuff stuff, and it's a little bit more difficult. And I think the challenge here is if I'm doing a video every single day, there are going to be mistakes. So thank you for your patience on that. Thank you with putting up with, thank you for putting up with me saying every other word in the first few videos. I'm going to try and knock that off a little bit because it annoys me. Definitely don't want it annoying you. What else? Production value. So I had the iPhone set to cinematic and kind of forgot that iPhone knocks down the resolution to 1080p. When you do that, everybody's like, can we please have 4K? Yes, you can. This should be in 4K unless I screwed something else up. So I heard you, and here we are in 4K. But the production value in general, I'm going to ramp up over time. Got some new gear coming, stuff that I own. I'm not going to use the Digital Trends assets for this. This is my personal project, so I want to use my personal stuff. I think that's only fair. So I have some cool stuff coming. And, there are going to be times when I start folding in some B-roll so you can see what I'm talking about instead of just see me as I'm talking. That's all coming. So once again, thank you. That's a little bit of an update for the channel. Now I want to get to what I really wanted to talk about today. Whatever I'm going to title this video is going to be around the Sony mini LED backlight tech reveal that I did at the Digital Trends channel this morning. If you have not seen that video, you have my blessing to take off and go watch it. Might make this video make a little bit more sense. And you're definitely going to get more of the visual storytelling that you need to understand it. So check that out. But for those of you who have seen that video and just want a little bit more background, a little bit more editorial commentary from me, that was an amazing experience. Going to Tokyo in general was an amazing experience. We did not know what we were going to see. We didn't know what kind of information we were going to get. We were just told it'll definitely be worth your coming. And Sony's not done a trip like this in ages. So we all figured, yeah, it probably is going to be worth going. And I'm so glad we went. We saw a lot, and I can't talk about most of what I saw there, but Sony did say you can go ahead on January 4th and talk about the backlight demo that you got. And so we did. I don't like using the term game changer a lot because I think it's overused, and therefore it doesn't have a ton of impact, but this is kind of a game changer, not just for Sony, but for the whole TV industry. And I mean, if you saw it on the Digital Trends channel, I think you understand what we're talking about here. But I just wanted to tell you what it was like to actually be there and see it. Before I do that, though, let me take you back a few years to CES, actually, when Hisense introduced its first dual cell TV. Y'all who have followed TVs for a while know about the whole dual cell thing, right? But for those of you who don't, the dual cell LED LCD TV basically works like this, right? So at the very back of the TV, there's an array of LED backlights, just like there is with every LCD-based TV out there now. But unlike other TVs, they never dim, right? They don't turn off and come back on depending on where the bright stuff is on the screen. They're on all the time. Instead of using backlight control, actually controlling the lights themselves, what they do is they slap an LCD layer in front of it that basically acts like the luminance layer, black and white, and controls the backlight coming through by using an LCD cell, you know, open, close, open, close. And in that way, it's almost pixel level dimming. And the idea there is to get closer to the true blacks of OLED, the lack of blooming that OLED has, be kind of a competition to OLED. That was the idea at the time. And there are some professional monitors that like Hollywood uses that are based on this kind of technology, but it hadn't been out in a consumer TV before. And we had really high hopes for it because in front of that black and white layer, they would slap a color layer and then the rest of the picture would come through. And it's a really interesting technology. And in theory, it works. And there's parts of it that worked really well. But if you check out my review of the Hisense H9G, I think it was, I mean, I didn't really know who the TV was for. It looked a little bit like OLED, but wasn't quite as bright as it needed to be since it wasn't OLED. Anyway, when we saw that, the point is, when we saw that, it was really cool to see just the black and white layer kind of acting as backlight control. You don't get to see that kind of thing very often. And when you do see a backlight demo, it's really, all you do is you see little lights dimming and brightening, and it's very boring. And actually, most of that local dimming is lights turning off and then coming back on. There's not really subtle gradation of the backlight. That's what Sony did that was different. Right? They created a new backlight structure with a new tiny little integrated circuit that controls everything. Now they can have more dimmable clusters of tiny little lights. And the result is just way more accurate stuff. If you look at the demo, you'll see that the X95L, which is also already an amazing TV, just couldn't hold a candle to this new prototype that they showed us. And it was just truly impressive. What you can't see in the video of that demo, though, was how good the finished picture looked. So on the right side of the screen was just sort of the stripped down, they peeled layers off of the screen so you could see this backlight demo. That was impressive, but on the left side of the screen was a normal TV screen where you saw the picture normally, and it looked just amazing. Yeah, I think that's a really important advancement for Sony. It's just a shame that we don't get to see it at CES, which was the other part of that video, right? We talked about why Sony is not showing up to CES with new TV products, why that might be smart, and why it might just piss us all off. Definitely is a bummer for me. Some of you have some opinions about that, about how waiting for another Sony TV to come around, not great for their business. But if you think of Sony as being kind of one gen ahead from all the competition, then really their 2024 TV came out in 2023 and their 2025 TVs are coming out in 2024. Now, I don't know that Sony can utilize that in a marketing message, which is a problem for them, right? If we think back to Vizio did this, right? They kind of adopted the car release model where you get the 2025 car model in like September of 2024. That did not work out for them. And in fact, it was just confusing and frustrating, and a lot of people felt it was dumb. So I don't think Sony can pull off the same trick. I don't think that would be smart. Anyway, the bottom line is that demonstration was great. I'm I'm extremely excited for the mini LED TVs that Sony's going to come out with in 2024. I think we're going to see them and hear about them in May, right around my birthday, as a matter of fact. It's a nice little birthday present, I guess. But yeah, that's okay though, because you know what? Every other major TV manufacturer is coming to CES with something absolutely bonkers. And we did a video about that too. The one before the Sony video was about what to expect from TVs at CES 2024. And TCL and Hisense in particular they're going to put out some incredible TVs with some ridiculous specs, just bonkers stuff that honestly we thought was 10 years away. They're coming out with in 2024. And so it's going to be really interesting to see them in person and see if all the specs hype really translates into a truly impressive TV. And I can't wait to show you that stuff. Anyway, CES is coming quick. I fly out of here on Saturday morning, early in the morning, and land in Vegas in the morning, which brings up the next thing I wanted to talk to you about. So if you do follow me on Digital Trends, I do a weekly series called You Asked, where I answer questions that you asked in hopes that I can help you and others with similar tech questions. That's the tagline for the show. This particular week, we're going to do You Asked live in Vegas on the Vegas Strip. I'm sure nothing crazy will happen while I'm shooting live on the Vegas Strip. Nothing at all. I'm sure it'll be not problematic whatsoever, but we're gonna give it a go. The reason I'm mentioning this now, though, is I need your CES related questions to answer in that particular episode. So you can leave a comment here with your questions about CES, or you can email them to youasked@digitaltrends.com. Either way will work. I'll get it either way. And yeah, it can be anything about CES, like what I'm most excited for. It could be a question about what to expect from certain manufacturers. What other kinds of tech might be at CES this year? How big is it? How crazy is it? What's it like to be there? Whatever. Anything you're curious about, CES related, feel free to ask me and I will do my best to answer it. Probably going to keep the answers a little bit shorter this time because they're not technical. I can just give quick answers. And so that means I can fit more answers into the show. So once again, want your CES related questions, send it to youasked@digitaltrends.com or just leave a comment right here. And yeah, you know what? I think that's good for today. Is that good? Tell me down in the comments right now. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out, although it tends to be in the evenings. Sorry, this one's a little bit later than the last couple were. And let's keep that subscriber growth going. I mean, at this point, I think we're going to blast past 5K, and that's really exciting. So rather than make 5K the next goal, let's see how fast we can get to 10K. Guys, I think we can do it together. So yeah, if you feel like supporting me in that way, please do tell a friend. Let's get up to 10K as soon as possible. And you know what? I'm going to have to come up with some giveaway prizes. We're going to have to run some giveaways here. And that's on me. I'm going to have to provide them, I think. So I'll think of something. And if you have suggestions for giveaway prizes, leave them in the comments. Please do not say a Sony A95L QD OLED TV. I cannot get that. I cannot afford that. I'm going to have to buy these prizes myself. So let me know what you think would be a cool prize to celebrate reaching the 10K mark. And then from there, we're straight up to 50K. Man, I hope we can do it. I think we can. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I can't wait to see you in the comments. I'm going to reply to as many of you as I possibly can. Tomorrow will be the last day here in Portland before I go to Vegas. Could be kind of crazy. I might be a little bit frazzled. You're going to find out when you tune in tomorrow. Thanks. I'll see you then.